Christmas 2024 is almost upon us, my friends, and it's good to have you here, and the mood is festive, so I thought that we will break the serious topics of novated leasing and new cars and disassembly and talk about something a little bit more abstract this week. How about that? For a change. So we'll talk about the bad habits of drivers in Australia. Australians are probably, I don't know, statistically maybe not the worst drivers, and we're not looking here at incidents. We're looking about how they drive, how they drive, and what annoys me personally. And this could be a funny topic for exchanging of stories on the road, as well as just you sharing your experiences with me in the comments below. Do you agree with my points? Do you have some points to add to my list? Let's go, let's have a little bit of fun. Take a look at some dash cam footage in the background, which, by the way, is a subtle reminder for you that there is absolutely no reason for you not to have a dash cam in Australia or anywhere else in the world these days, because some of these points, legit points, are going to prove to you that you need a dashcam before it's too late, especially when some dashcams start at the prices of as low as $60 Australian and end up obviously being much more expensive in high quality if you need it. But anyone can have one, is my point. Okay, so in no particular order, annoying things, bad driver habits in Australia in my personal list. Point number one, not stopping at the stop line. So you know that thick white line that is there for a reason before the intersection, before the street light? Well, it's called a stop line, my friend. I know it's very kind of the name tells you everything. It's a stop line. You're supposed to be stopping before that line for safety, to give enough space, calculated to give enough space for the, for pedestrians to cross in front of you, for the other cars to turn in front of you into the corner without almost scraping your own bumper. But Australian bogans are tending to roll over that stop line. This is left and right. At least in Sydney, Australia, I see it left and right. It's my pet peeve. I absolutely hate it. I think it's a horrible habit. I think it's even a bit dangerous, maybe not as dangerous as some of the other points that are coming up, but I absolutely hate it, and everyone does it here. I've never seen it anywhere else in the world other than in Australia. It's crazy. Everyone thinks they need to be wheels over that stop line. Mate, why? Okay. Point number two, not indicating the lane changes. Oh my lord, honestly. In New South Wales, I think the predominant thought is that it's optional. It's not optional. Whenever you change the lanes, I don't want to sound like your dad, but at the same time, for your own safety, for safety of the others, indicate, mate, indicate. Not indicating when you change lanes, oh my god, like you just do not know how it is to drive in the countries where they have cops on every corner, such as Russia. Otherwise, you would seriously not have enough money in the wallet left paying off those fines. I'm telling you, okay? So, yeah, it's not optional. You need to indicate. Now, my lovely people from Queensland, who I have a lot of friends there, and I drive in Queensland when I, go up to Gold Coast or something from Sydney at least once a year. In Queensland, I think they even know that it's not optional, but they think it's lame. That's why no one indicates there. My god, Queenslanders are the worst. I'm sorry, I love you guys, but you absolutely are crazy, okay? And then there is a certain subculture, let's call it ethnic subculture in Australia in general, let's be delicate here, that simply is too overwhelmed when driving and they simply don't know what's going on. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say there, you know exactly who it is and you know exactly who you are. Love you to bits, but oh my god, learn to indicate. Number three, parking and opening the side door without looking. I've seen it time and time again. I don't know, I don't have it captured here on the dash cam, neither am I motivated enough by the handful of views this video is probably going to get, and to bother finding that exact spot when someone opened the door. But it happens at least once a day when I'm driving past parked cars. People don't even look. They open the door wide, and and it's kind of on you supposedly to make sure that you just swerve and avoid that collision, or that you have given it enough space. But if it's even a cyclist, if it's someone else, people just don't look, okay? So you need to watch out for it yourself and have a dashcam obviously to prove if they've opened it and you couldn't do anything about it. At least you're protected, mate. Absolutely. I don't know if people are too busy, too relaxed, or not giving an F. And I think the not giving an F is generally an Australian attitude, which makes the Australians pretty bad drivers, okay? Now, similar to opening the door, it's a similar kind of attitude, but a different problem. Driving off, like driving off from a static position of parked, driving off without any indication. Boom, off it goes. Oh my god, do I need to say more? That is probably one of the most dangerous, like the most dangerous behavior, I would say, I would dare say, okay? And similar, slightly less dangerous, but still dangerous, it is driving in front of you at a steady speed and then suddenly pulling over without indication. No indication, they suddenly pull over, so you always have to maintain significant distance, otherwise they brake, they pull over, you slam them, you hit them from the back, it's your fault, and there is nothing you can even say in your own defense. You always have to maintain safe distance. But mate, how many of us, let's be honest, how many of us can in Sydney traffic, let's say, maintain safe distance all the time? Not always, not many. We should, but we can't, okay? All right, then a certain type of youth drivers primarily, but a lot of other people as well, not just youth drivers. I'm not having a go at tradies, but people really need to get right on your ass. Like, if you're driving in the right-hand lane on a highway from Central Coast back to Sydney, busy traffic, yes, you are in the right-hand lane, but you are at limit. I am at limit, at the speed limit, let's say, yeah? And I'm slowly at that speed limit, overtaking some grandpa in the middle lane. But someone has to get right on my ass and right there with a tailgating me at a very dangerous distance. If I tap on the brakes, they are absolutely going to slam into the back of my car. I do not understand what does it win these people. I do not understand if they really truly believe that they'll get there astronomically much faster than they otherwise would if they waited literally like just 30 seconds, probably, that this whole win of time equates to. I don't know. I know I sound like an old man, but man, it's just freaking crazy, okay? And that's where probably a rear view dashcam is handy. Many times already I thought about, I'm reviewing right now some new dashcams on Auto Gear Reviews channel, but I never bother myself installing a rear view camera. I have them, plenty of them, right? And I could like put the wire, put the rear view camera. I'm recording this video for you completely genuinely hating those people who come right up the butt, right? But I'm just like, I never bother. But maybe me recording this video is a point of reflection, Christmas reflection, that reminds me and you that we probably both need to start taking it a bit more seriously. Anyway, now another absolutely pet hate of mine is when people are swerving left before turning right. So, and they have absolutely no objective reason. It's not like they're driving a semi-trailer. They don't need that extra space to make the turn right. But time and time again, I see people just like swerve left quite significantly onto the oncoming traffic. Like if it's the opposite, like they swerve right to turn left. Just turn left, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? That maneuver where they go this way before they go that way. I do not get it. Is it just Australians or is it everyone else in the world does the same thing? Man, it's just freaking crazy. Number 8 is just a little mild annoyance as opposed to a big problem. It is driving way too slowly in the middle lane. Left-hand lane is a slow lane. It's designed for you grandmas and my lovely friends from Asia. But for some reason, a lot of you insist on driving in the middle lane with a consistent speed, so clearly your cruise control is on, and you're driving well under the speed limit. What is up with you? I really don't know. Say you're driving 50 in a 70 zone, or say you're driving 90 in a 110 zone on a highway. I do not understand what's going on. Pet hate of mine. Please get better or get into the left lane, okay? Now, point number 9, stopping at the street light in traffic, leaving about 2 probably car spaces in front of you. That is, again, unfortunately, statistically purely, I'm saying it, it's stereotypical. I appreciate it. I don't want to offend anyone. But the truth of the matter is, statistically, Asian drivers do it all the time, okay? Maybe they're trained a certain way, okay? Tell me if I'm missing something. They leave 2 car spaces in front when pulling over in front of the, behind the car that is ahead of them in front of the intersection. And it's, let's say, peak hour traffic, busy traffic. We want to be a little bit ahead. I know it's not going to win us much, but come on. You leave like excruciating amount of space in front of you. It's not like that car is going to jump at you, mate. Yes, you need to have space, but we're static. We're not even driving. It's not even driving distance. We stopped. So you stop so far away. I can barely see the car in front of you and you still do it. Anyway, hilarious and not hilarious at the same time. And finally, some idiots, they clearly can see that it's a narrow road, but it's a 2-lane road. You can still fit a couple of cars side by side going in the same direction. So those idiots slash inconsiderate people, they don't park, they stop at the intersection, let's say, right in the middle of the road like this, so that no one can go on the left and no one can go on the right until they move. That is sign of lacking consideration, which is entitlement and lacking consideration generally are my pet peeves. On the road, just in general in public, it's kind of like people standing in the middle of the escalator in the shopping centers. Like, move to the left, mate. Same thing with driving the cars. At least I believe so. Anyway, it is not aggro, it is not anything. Yes, I get a little bit emotional when I start talking about this because these are annoying things. That's why I said it's a bad driver habit, at least in Australia, which make me think that Australians are too relaxed and too giving not two Fs about anyone else other than themselves when they drive, exactly how they sometimes dress. You look at them and you think, mate, did you get out of bed like this and go out? Like, and they drive exactly the same way. That's my opinion, and I'm talking as an Australian, okay? I've been here since 2003. I've been here for 20 plus years, so I can talk, okay? Now your turn to share your own stories. Do you share any of mine, or do you have something to add to this lovely, funny Christmas list? At least I hope that you smiled a little bit, maybe rolled your eyes, whatever, I don't care, as long as you had a little bit of fun tuning in into my channel this week. Give the video a quick like if you think I deserve it, and more people should come and share their own opinions. And I'll talk to you next week about something else, value cars or car-related stories related next week. Goodbye for now. If I publish it during the Christmas week, have a lovely Christmas and a happy New Year that's coming ahead of us. We are going to continue publishing every week, so stay tuned. Goodbye for now.